In its 10 plus years, Unturned had updates that completely changed the game, and a few that, let's just say, aged like milk. Today, we are looking at the greatest updates, the ones that actually made Unturned better. But here's the thing, one of my top picks is an update most players completely ignored. Speaking of, let's kick things off with one that's an absolute blast. Nelson decided one day that he loved physics, becoming Albert Einstein with his new theory of explosivity, allowing for hype moments through the usage of the bounce grenade. The bounce grenade update came in with the movement update, which that one sucks, but the bounce grenades are fun because they just launch you like crazy. Very interesting, very cool. And you can do this. The classic rocket jump, you just can't do without it. If anything can be said about it and the bounce grenades, let it be said that they are cool and maybe a bit fun, which in my book should be a win and a placement in this video. Anyway, on to the next update. Ah yes, the vehicle physics update. On the left, the old clunker. On the right, the new system's pride and joy. Do they both actually have the new system? Yeah, but let's pretend, alright? The new system makes driving vehicles better and makes certain incidents far less likely to occur. So yeah, instead of just going flying in vehicles, now you go flying in vehicles and you can do cool drifts. Okay, but seriously, the vehicle update fixed a lot of the issues with vehicles being given an improved suspension system alongside a more realistic engine system, which in layman's terms means that they handle better and mayhaps less likely to explode. It's a nifty device that allows you to build, salvage, and craft buildables quickly and without even opening your inventory. Simple, easy, and time-saving. You can probably already see why the housing planner is very important. It's a device that, well, allows you to build faster. Simple, easy to understand, and well, it made a massive difference. I can recall the days where we'd have to build these massive event areas and it would take hours upon hours. These devices would probably make it around 50% faster. And while nowadays it's probably not as useful as it would have been in the days where metal buildings were used almost all the time, it is still a very nifty update that deserves a place in the best updates in the game. And you know, it's cool. A good update that, you know, adds in a new feature that makes the game easier. Frankly, we need more stuff like this if we really want to make vanilla fun. Overall, pretty good update. All right, let's move on to the next one. The most broad of update categories and yet the most desired of updates. The great honorable performance improvements, patches, and fixes to which we pray and kneel for. In the old days in safe zones like this, you would have lag walls. The horrifying constructs, indivisible to thine eye, would cause those who walked upon them to freeze, or worse, crash. These updates actually improved the situation, making lag walls a thing of the past. Mostly. Lastly, we had the infamous crash loop, which had you unable to log in as you would just crash. You would need to call an admin to quickly teleport you away from the crash spot in order to break the loop. If you didn't already know, there was a time when Unturned capped servers at just 24 players. Sure, you could bypass it, but if you wanted to be on the official server list, you were stuck at that number. Honestly, this isn't the flashiest update, but it's a perfect excuse for me to ask you what's your favorite update and why. I'll be reading and replying to comments, so let me know your thoughts below, and hey, if you're new here, maybe subscribe or don't, so you don't miss my next video. Suka blyat! Welcome to Russia, comrade. We've got vodka, bears, and more guns than sense. But behind all that, this map is among the most impactful updates in all of Unturned. The biggest vanilla map of its time. Vast landscapes, sprawling undergrounds, and irradiated military bases. All balanced in a way that made new players smash their keyboards. Russia was the first official map to have NPCs, who could be interacted with and talked to, and they didn't just sit there. They gave you missions, gear, and most importantly, the upgraded fishing rod, the squid's natural predator. Russia isn't just a large map. It's a large map that gave us Unturned's first real quest line. Not your pick berries and bring them back nonsense. This was a full-on trek across the country, ending with one of the most famous weapons in the game, the Shadow Stalker MK2, the GOAT. A railgun, so overpowered it could delete mega zombies like they were low-level zombies on PEI. The questline format stuck, popping up in later workshop and vanilla maps. And honestly, it's one of the reasons Russia is, in my opinion, one of the most impactful and important updates in all of Unturned. Russia might just be the greatest update Unturned's ever had. Performance improvements might win in a raw value sense, but in terms of real impact, variety, and sheer content, nothing has come close to Russia since. And that's my list of the greatest updates in Unturned history. But with over a decade of changes and more tiny tweaks than I could possibly keep track of, I've almost certainly missed a few hidden gems. But I guess that's part of the reason why the game has so much magic and is able to maintain its charm while still able to evolve. From a Roblox project into the community-driven sandbox game it is now, even the smallest updates, the ones that barely make a changelog, can completely change how we play. So tell me, what's your pick for the greatest update? Or, if you're feeling bold, why you think some of mine don't belong here? I'll be reading and replying to comments, so don't be shy. Without further ado, I'll see you all next time.